Hello everyone, happy Friday. Gonna get back to some 1-2 action right away. And I did run the PO solver on the hand that we played yesterday when we had pocket jacks in a 3-bet pot where we face aggression auto position. Some of the viewer had question about the hand, and I did run a solver, PO solver on that hand, and ended up we played pretty perfect. But gonna go over it at the end of the stream, just because I think it's too early right now. Most of the people are still not here, so that's just gonna go over at the end. 6-7 off. We're not gonna defend. Here facing 4-way action, just $2 more. Definitely gonna peel a flop. Folding this. We do flop middle pair. Opening 5-7 suited against an unknown player. Blind versus blind. Getting 3-bet and 4-bet, it's a pretty easy fold. Here we're gonna lead the turn with the second pair. Something wrong with the tracking program. Hopefully I can get it fixed. If not, we just play without it. No big deal. We can 3-bet here, but against a pretty loose player. Okay, got it to work. Ace-10 suited, raising mid position. On this flop, we're just gonna check back. Against under the gun raise, Ace-5 suited. I guess we can see a flop. Gonna play conservatively, even though it's against a fish. I guess we can call it once on the turn, and then Ace-High can still be the best hand here. Here we probably check call the flop. He probably knows that we have Ace-High here. And he does give up, that's always nice. And here we're gonna check, most likely check raise on this turn. We can wrap on 7-8. He does check back, so we can't really bluff on this river anymore when king hits his range pretty hard. If he's good, he's gonna always bet this river. Pretty big sizing too, if he's good. Checking back on this flop. Turn a gutter. 3-betting with Ace-King off. And we're just gonna fold here. What did he have there? Kinda missed the hand. He had pocket 10s and then got him to check down. That's always nice. Here on this board, we're just gonna start with a small c-bet. See what he does. He does cold call in the big blind, so has some like mid pocket pairs. This is definitely not a turn we want to see. We don't have a diamond. Just gonna check fold here, especially against a 50-29 player. Just gonna give it to him. We'll get him later, pretty sure. Friday players pool are kind of like this. We are not gonna try to do something too crazy or too creative, because against a pool like this, they're just not capable of folding like a top pair or something. So we're not gonna try to be cute and try to outplay them. What we have to do is we have to just be patient and pick our spots, pick the right spots to go after them. This guy gotta be a recreational player. However, he does only open 11% of the time and he raised under the gun. We're just gonna show him some respect by folding king queen off. Against a regular, there is a sometime with 3-bet, but never calling. Mostly just folding though. Against under the gun range, king queen offsuit just doesn't play that well. 3-betting here with 7s. This is another loose aggressive type of player. This is a pretty good flop for pocket 7s. Gonna start with a small c-bet. Got instant call. Turn shouldn't change much. We're just gonna barrel this turn. About 75%. He does call right away too. We're just gonna check back. Hopefully he has like something like 5-6 or something. 4-6. That's pretty close. And here when diamond gets there and we don't have it, definitely 3-betting against this guy. This is the guy who pop bet the turn. This guy is gonna be a recreational player as well, because he cold calling in big blind and then he does play 56% of the hand. Here we're just gonna check fold. On this board, I feel like it is okay to check back, but small c-bet isn't the worst. I think we still get some equity. Checking back isn't the worst. I feel like we're actually gonna check back because this flop, we just don't have that much full equity against their calling range. It connects with them really well, so we don't have to go crazy, and then just keep the pot small and try to get there. We do pick up a gotcha on the turn. Just gonna check this. 45. We do have a gut shot and we do have a heart, so I think we have to call here, and then if we get there I think we can just jam, and he's always gonna pay us off. Unfortunately we don't get there, but he can be bluffing here. Not after the 10. He has like at least a 10, like 10-9 here or something. He checks. I'm not exactly sure if he's gonna fold to a bet. I don't think so. We're just gonna check back here. He has 4 deuce, so we do have some best hand there. But after the 10 on the turn, I actually feel like we don't have that many best hands. However, we were wrong. He's a little bit crazier than we thought. And here on this board, we're actually using a larger c-bet sizing. We do get called. I feel like this is a board we barrel a lot, and then gonna probably just go all-in on the river. He just doesn't have the hand that can stand 3 streets, and he does fold. That saves us some time. I mean, saves us some sweat by triple barreling bluff. Johnson04. Hey man, what are some of your stats you use on the poker tracker besides the standard? I use VPIP, pre-flop raise, those are standard, and then 3-bet percentage, calling 3-bet percentage, 4-bet percentage, calling 4-bet percentage. Those are the main ones I look at. I'm not really a big stats guy. I don't like poker tracker. For me is more like tracking like how I do, like in terms of winning and losing, and then how we are doing in terms of actual winning versus EV. And also I like to focus our own stats so we don't get exploited as often. On this turn we're just gonna check. Barreling is fine as well, but against his calling range, I feel like against his big blind calling range against under the gun raise is he's not folding too much and we don't have any equity. On this board, I think we can start with a check and we can start with a small c-bet. Blind versus blind, playing this deep, probably start with a small c-bet. Just gonna check back. Queen 5. So he does have a flush. And he checked back a flush on the river, like without going for value. I guess he was trapping. We never had the king there with the way we play. On this turn, once he paired the board, we're just gonna check it to him. Obviously we can barrel sometimes, but it doesn't make any sense. On this river, we're just gonna check because there is a pair board. He could have some boats here, and then he could have some missed flush draw, missed straight draw, and then he could have like king of diamond or something. Rather than betting and then getting check raised, rather than betting and then gets facing a raise, I'd rather just check to him. And he does have an 8, and he's obviously not calling a river bet. But if we check it to him, at least there's a chance that he might bluff. Hold on. Queen 8. Yeah, he's definitely not calling the river, but when we check to him, there's a chance that he might call. Here we gonna c-bet using a larger sizing with top 2. Facing a second barrel, with an ace, I just don't see we can fold this. Just gonna check call, and obviously check calling the river. Just giving an opportunity to bluff. He might have like absolute air, or he can have like 2 hearts, and easy call. He does have a set, but unfortunately that we pair our kicker on the river. But that happens sometimes. I was actually surprised we lost there. Some of you might be wondering why I didn't check raise the river, because we're pretty much only beating a bluff and an ace king, and then ace king is not gonna call like a check raise on the river on that board. So unfortunately, he flopped a set, and then we have to hit our 2 pairs. So we have aces up. There's no way no way in hell we folding the river. However, we only lost like a $55 pot, which is we only lost $55 there, which is like pretty lucky. I'm just gonna fold queen. Facing 3-bet, under the gun raise. Against this sizing, I don't mind peeling a flop. And we do have a lot of aces in our under the gun opening range and calling a 3-bet out of position. Feel like we cannot fold yet. And pick up a gacha on the turn. Just gonna check this river. He does have king queen, and he give up, which is good. Flop top pair, that always helps. Start with the small c-bet on this board. This is crazy guy. Opening 88% the time. Calling 88%, playing 88% the pot. Here we're gonna barrel using a larger sizing. I think this could be a mistake. We should use like a smaller sizing. Checking back. Ace 9. I guess it worked out. That's like the only hand I would call it overbet that we beat. Should probably use like a smaller sizing there. Even we won the pot there, but shouldn't be result orientated. That 3 on the turn is not the greatest card for us to overbet. Here we 3-bet pre, and then we do hit the flush draw on the flop, so definitely gonna c-bet. And here just gonna check with middle pair, folding king jack, and checking. Another king on the turn, it makes us less likely to have a king, and gonna check. Oh, I think we go for a check raise here. So we're just gonna check back because he can have a king, and then it makes us less likely to have a king. And another king on the river. Probably just give up here very often. If he check it to us, we can consider like a value bet. We have tons of like tens, jacks, queens here. That makes sense. But once he go after a overpot bet, there's no reason for us to continue in this spot. Pocket jacks facing Coco from small big blind, small c-bet on this flop. And do just pick up the pot. Oh man, that makes a lot of sense. I just got poker tracker after about 50,000 hands and breaking even. Finally seeing some success with the use. Yeah, poker tracker is one of the most important tools that you should have to start playing online poker. Not necessarily the stats that you use against other people. It's mostly looking at your own stats and just make sure you don't get exploited. And at the same time, you're gonna keep track of your winning and losing. And we turn the boat. Just gonna check it to him. This guy only opened 4% of the time. I guess we just fold. He's leading out on our card. This guy is obviously a fish, but we don't have anything to catch him with, so just gonna give it to him. And here we're gonna use almost like a little over mid raise, just to see what he does. He can have like some flush draws here. He can have a flush, obviously. On this river, I feel like we should go for a check raise. Not sure if he's clever enough to check back. He only has ace-9. That kind of suck. I was hoping that he could have like a big flush there. Pretty good flop. Got shot in the flush draw against a really bad loose aggressive player. Here we do have flop a got shot, and this is a board that connect with us pretty well. And he's using a pot size bet. We turn open-ended straight draw. Definitely gonna barrel. And here we're gonna barrel pretty big. And here we're just gonna check call. And then we get there on the turn. That's always nice. Facing a mid raise. On this river, I feel like we should go for value. Oh shit! I mean to bet 28. Oh my god. He's definitely calling out 28 bets. Double raise we cannot fold. I was gonna bet 28. Fuck, we lost $26 value there. It's kinda suck. Pocket 8's facing under the gun. Raise from a strong player, just gonna fold. 3-betting sometimes, but cannot do that all the time. We definitely lose $26 value there. I was gonna bet 28, but then the program lagged. And then we ended up mid-betting. That is very unfortunate. Should totally bet 28 there. Unfortunate. Unfortunately, we lost some value there. Damn ACR. System just fucked us over. Yeah, I was putting in 28 and then enter, and then the system lagged. And they only did mid-bet. What can we do, man? What can we do? But it's okay. That guy might think we're like a bad player or something, which is good because I don't think he cares, honestly. Like fishes just don't think that much. They're just here to have fun, so don't think they care too much about the sizing and shit like that. Go with a smaller c-bet, bigger c-bet here on this board. He does connect with the board pretty well. What time is it? It's 9. Ace-5 off against a decent regular. We can make his case for fold. It's a little bit tight, but Ace-5 offsuit doesn't play that well. We kind of have to 3-bet. Flop a gosh shot and flush draw. Definitely gonna see bet this. And ace 10 suited, we're gonna peel a flop. On this flop, we just check folding, and we turn open the straight flush, so definitely gonna barrel pretty big here. Hopefully we can just take it down. He has tons of jack, but we do have overcards, and then we do have open the straight flush draw, so it's gonna use an overpass size. It's gonna make it very difficult to call if he had like ace jack. He might still call. I mean, he probably will still call, but it's gonna make his life extremely difficult. And then if we put in another barrel on the river, it's very hard for him to call. That's if we miss everything. Do you always recommend 3-betting S-King? How do you handle C-betting? Is it board determined when to give up when missing? Yeah, depending on the board, depending on if the board connect with your opponent's range well, or like if the board connects with your opponent's range pretty well, then you just have to c-bet a little less. We do flop a set against 2 pretty bad players, which is really good. I think against this guy, we're just gonna check raise. And here we are c-betting. And we turn quads, so just gonna use like a tiny size bet. Like 15 should be enough, and then we just jam the river. Tiger Crew liked the channel, thanks for the like, appreciate it. I think I know who you are. Please, like ACR has been like pretty laggy today. I have to be careful in not clicking too fast. Ace deuce, drawing dead on the turn. Drawing pretty much dead on the flop. Against this guy, I'm just gonna start with a small c-bet on the flop. And here, small c-bet on the flop. Do I always recommend 3-betting ace king? Yes, almost always. Ace king is at the top of your range. If you don't 3-bet top of your range, like what hand are you 3-betting with? Right? Does that make sense? You want more money in when you have like a really strong hand, and ace king is like in the top of your range, so you should always be like 3-betting. Here, facing a check raise, just gonna call. Not gonna fold yet to 1 check raise. And we can lead this turn sometimes, but I'll rather like lead with like a heart. Since we don't have it, we're just gonna go for a check. He's betting on our cards, so it's a little bit weird. We can definitely still have the best hand. Here on this turn, we're just gonna fold with our heart, and here we're gonna point a 4-bet and get it in. This is pretty close. We can still have the best hand, and actually we're gonna call. And now the river pairs and see what he does. Definitely calling. Pocket kings. We do suck out. Hopefully you can hold, and we do fade 1 outer. This is just a cooler. Nothing. He didn't do anything wrong. Cutout versus button, like he has the widest range. We're checking back. He has some like 7-8 type of hands. He does like 8, king 8. So we did call the check raise, and then we did have the best hand. So I was pretty happy about it. I'm pretty happy about it. Unfortunately, he sucked out on the turn, but it happens. Facing this action, gonna start with the small c-bet and then see how it is. Against 3 players on a pretty dry board. And ace king at the cutoff versus button 3-bet, and then we put in a 4-bet. Obviously we get it in. It's just no other way to play that hand. And he didn't do anything wrong either. It's just that he got sucked out on as a 2-1 favor, which happens. On this turn, I feel like we can still bet. He has tons of flush draw. I think he had more flush draw than I think he had more flush draw than a 9. Here we have double gutter. Start with a small bet, and here we're just gonna call with ace king, ace jack. Here we flop top set, using a smaller sizing. Checking back here, and we don't get there. Just gonna check. Facing a raise. Here we do face a raise. We're gonna put in a 3-bet because there's a lot of flush draw out there, a lot of straight draw out there. Here we're just gonna fold. It's pretty easy fold. Gonna make it like pretty big too. Just so we can jam on safe turn. In here because we have ace of spades, so we kind of block the not flush draw, so it's less likely he's bluffing with the draw, so we just give up. So I don't play much volume live. If you make 5 BB per 100 at 50 NL Blitz, would I be successful at 2-5 live? Definitely, man. Definitely. If you're playing the same, like not playing worse live, because sometimes people play worse live because it is a little slower. If you play the same and then you're a 5 BB per 100 at 50 NL, which is like a crusher. Josh Chen like the channel. I think I know who you are. Yeah, definitely you should be crushing 2-5. You should actually be even beating 5-10, I think, pretty comfortably. If you're playing on par with your skill sets and stuff, because sometimes like 50 NL, like the biggest part you lose is probably like $100, $200. So when it gets like when you start losing like 1,000 per hand, it's kind of like a little bit tricky. Some people, they focus on the volume of the dollars and then they get scared and then just play worse. If that's the case, then I'm not sure, but for the most part, you should be crushing that game. Using a pretty big sizing c-bet. He does have some Jack 9 suited, Jack 10 suited that you don't want him to get a free card. And then we use like smaller c-bet sizing. He could definitely either check raise with the draw, or he's gonna peel the turn light, which we don't want. Here we flop top pair. He check, we're gonna overbet the turn. Just so he can be checking with like king queen, king 10 sometimes, so we don't want him to have a free card. Don't mind the overbet and just take it down. I do plan on playing WSOP tomorrow. 5 AM though, have to get up super early, so I might not stream for as long as I normally do. We check with king 10, it's fine. Gonna bet. He does call. On this board, I think we just barrel, and then he can have some like flush draws. And on this river, we check it to him because all the flush draw misses. On this dry flop, I feel like c-bet is mandatory. We check it to him and hopefully he bluffs, and then we're gonna check call. No reason to barrel the river. He could have some king, but it's very hard for like a weak king to call three barrels because he did not raise pre-flop, so I don't assume that he has a stronger king. He does bet. Should I raise here? I guess we can. Defending with king jack off here. Just calling is fine. We chop. Interesting. Yeah, just gonna give up here. He does check back. I feel like we have the best hand, most likely. Just gonna bet out. And he's gonna continue with like pocket nines, he's gonna continue with like pocket tens, pocket jacks, pocket queens, kings, something like that. Here we're gonna lead the turn. And we do just pick it up, that's good. Pocket eights. That's pretty close to the range that I'm putting on, but it's a little lower, so we ended up having the best hand, which is good. This guy's gonna be a recreational player, just gonna start with the 3-bet. How are you guys doing on this Friday night? Are you guys partying? Are you guys having a good time? This guy is definitely a recreational player. King 4 suit is pretty close, but against two recreational player out of position, I don't know if I should be calling that. That's a little bit too loose, I feel like. Check calling once, and maybe check calling twice, depending on what the turn is. He does check back, and we river 2 pair. Just gonna go for a little overhead pot value bet. Hopefully he call with like a king. Call with ace jack. He should be betting the turn. It was lagging again. Glad we got the sizing right. 3 betting with king queen. I guess we size up a little bit. On this board, we're gonna check against 2 players, and here facing a raise, check raise. We're just gonna fold on ace high board with king queen. Our hand's pretty worthless. Here we probably just check fold. Unless the turn gave us something, like another spade. We do face a 4-bet. He could be doing this as a bluff, but we're not gonna go crazy with king queen. Under the gun raise, we're just gonna fold ace 9 suited in the small blind. Under the gun raise from a pretty solid player, not gonna go crazy and not gonna mess around with that range. There's plenty of fish today. We don't have to go nuts against a good player. I mean, of course, sometimes we do, but not over there. This guy is gonna be a recreational player. Peeling with 4-7 off, a little bit loose. Against this guy, we're just gonna check fold because on the board we only have a gut shot. We don't have any backdoor potential. Pair at 8 doesn't change much. Just gonna check. Thanks, man. We have chatted on Facebook about coaching. I have finally locked some hands where I think we can get to work. I'll chat with you soon. Sure, add me on Discord anytime. Here we flop bottom pair. However, the board is not the greatest. It's a lot of knight 10, a lot of draw. That's just not gonna fold. We're checking back. A is a pretty good card. If he check it to us again, we're gonna start betting. Checking back on this flop. Ace 3 facing under the gun open and cold call. We're just gonna fold. Offsuit just doesn't play that well against 2 player out of position. King definitely hit our range more than he hit his, so we're gonna start betting here. Hopefully we just take it down. It's lagging again. As you can see, like we click and then it just doesn't do anything. On this river, once he check called the turn, I feel like he has a 9 or a king. 3 betting here. Checking on this flop, just gonna check back and give up. He does have ace 9, he's never folding that. King's fit versus under the gun open. 3 betting is pretty standard. Blind versus blind, gonna defend with king 8. Here against this player, I actually don't mind 3 betting him, but maybe next time. When he checked the second time, I'm gonna start betting. Defending with jack 8. and he does call. It's kind of weird. I'm wondering what he could be calling with. I guess a lot of like open-ended draw, like gut shot, like king queen type of hand. So I guess we have to go for a river bet. He is pretty tight player though. Not sure if he will be check calling with the draw on the turn. I feel like he will more likely to c-bet and bet the turn or something. So we're just gonna give up. I feel like he has like an ace here. Pocket tens. I guess we can barrel him off that hand, but I feel like he has an ace very often there. It's okay to give up. Don't mind that. Middle pair, and here on this turn, not the greatest for our range. Flop goes check check. Turn we're gonna start betting some, like just using like a smaller sizing. There's no draw on this board, so smaller sizing is fine. Here we're gonna definitely 3-bet. Gonna use a larger sizing actually. Gonna go for a little over 4x. Against somebody who's a little bit loose, and then on ace high board, we're gonna start with the check. And turn is the 3 of hearts. We don't have a heart. That means that he could have a king of hearts, so we're gonna like start betting a little bit, maybe like hot pot. And here we flop top pair. Just gonna start with the check to balance our range. And here we have kings again. Just gonna squeeze this one to 5x. And here we actually gonna check it to him. On this turn we're gonna bet a little bit. 69. Since we don't block king of heart, I feel like we should probably call. He could have like king queen of heart, but I feel like we have to call here. I don't see him betting this sizing with an ace. Ace 4. Oh, he had a straight. Interesting. On this board, we're gonna use a smaller c-bet. Yeah, that's kind of interesting that he has ace 4 there. Call huge 3-bet with ace 4. Was it suited? I think it was suited. And then he river straight. I guess that makes sense, but it's very hard to put him on straight there. Really, really hard to put him on straight there. I just feel like since we unblocking of heart, I just feel like we're just gonna jam the turn. Facing a check raise. Oh, this is just a cooler. We're just gonna call and continue. There's nothing we can do there. We got the money in good when he had 2 outers, and then he just gets there on the turn. I mean, it's really nothing about it. It's just unfortunate that he gets there. Yeah. Any turn we are jamming the turn except an ace. Like if any non-ace turn we are jamming, so he just got lucky. He has 1 chance to hit 2 outer and he gets there. On here, feel like we're definitely gonna bet. Yeah, that was unlucky there. Nothing we can do. When people have like 1 chance to hit 2 outers and then they get there, especially like a short stack fish player, you're just gonna give them credit. And not give them credit, just admit that you're pretty bad luck. Happens though. We're destined to lose our stack there. I'm on 25 NL grind, few micro tourneys, took a couple days off, turned into 6 coolers, and I actually cracked my table. Again, I thought you like hurt your wrist the other day. On this flop, we're gonna use a larger sizing. We do have a here we check calling. Just gonna check again. Yeah, that's pretty unlucky there with the kings ran into a turn set when we were jamming any turn, and then unfortunately that he gets there. I think if turns like another small card, he's calling as well, and then we just stacked in, but didn't work out for us. Here we do have a gut shot, backdoors, backdoor flush draw. I'm gonna start with a small C bet. And here, facing a dunk bet on the turn, the board does pair, so it's a little bit concerning. We're just gonna call. And on this river, we only have ace high with beast on draws, but that's about it. Very unlucky there with the pocket kings. Against a short stack fish, putting his money in with 2 outers, and then the miracle turn cards saved him. We're just gonna call because it's too small. Ace high can be the best hand. He's probably value betting a jack though, but we're gonna check. We're gonna call. He has a king. I don't know why he's using that sizing, but worked out for him. What happened today? Is there not enough players? There's only 48 players. That's why people are partying on Friday. So, but the pool is really good though. Really soft. 3 betting with knight. And here we flop second pair. Just gonna check back. I'm gonna bet the turn once he checked the second time. We flop bottom 2 pair. On this board, it's not the greatest. However, I guess we start with a check, and then we river 2 pair. Just gonna bet for value. I mean, 10-9 flop a straight anyway, so I guess we use a pretty large sizing here. $20, almost pot. And here facing this bet, we're just gonna check call with bottom 2. Turn the bolt, that makes our hand a little better. Now we beat king queen. Hopefully that's what he has. He can have some like pocket 10s, I guess. I don't think he has jacks. I feel like he's gonna 4-bet jacks. Just gonna let him bluff at it. We're playing like we have ace king here. Against this sizing, I feel like we're just gonna jam. We can have some combo draw here, so it's probably better for us to just jam. And we do pick up pretty nice pot. I guess he was just going after it to bluff. Pretty good turn for our hand. Gonna go like over pot here. We're having pretty bad luck with the pocket kings for some reason. Kept running into aces, and when we had best hand, we couldn't hold. Checking this river. It's a pretty bad river. He does check back with jack 10, so we had the best hand. That's good. Glad he didn't do something crazy there. If he like over pot pot bet the river, it would be really difficult for us to do anything but to fold. Calling once with the second pair. Probably check calling again, depending on the sizing he's using. We gonna value bet this river. Expect him to fold. He might call with king queen. Queen jack maybe. I'm not sure, but there's not too much draw on this board, so when we bet here we have a lot of ace, and then he does call with queen jack. That's good for us to get the maximum value there. So sometimes like EV money is not accurate. For example, like the pocket kings versus pocket 9 hands. Like we had like 90% equity there on the flop, but he sucked out on the turn, and then the turn is where we get it in. That's why and then we become like the 5%, you know, we become the 10% hand, where it should have been 90% equity for us. That's when EV money is not always accurate, because we plan to just get it in on the turn. And unfortunately, he gets there, so our hand, you know, original had 90% equity versus having 10%. So EV money is not like always correct, but it's still a pretty good indicator in terms of like how cold you're running off, even like once you get all the money in. Here I feel like we can 4-bet. We haven't 4-bet too much this session, so I feel like he's gonna give us some credit. And he jams, we just have to fold. 3-betting with ace queen off, and here 3-betting with queens. Start with the small c-bet. Facing a check raise here. Not check raise, but just a raise. Suited we calling. Offsuit is like sometimes we call, mostly just fold. I'm not sure we should continue here, out of position. I guess we can, but folding has no problem either. I guess we can call sometimes, mostly folding. Good luck, Mr. Lee. How is the situation in California right now? And are you talking about COVID or? I guess you're talking about COVID. I am not sure. I feel like the COVID situation is we're gonna check call here, and we're gonna dunk this turn. When we pick up got shot. I don't know, it feels normal honestly. A lot of cars every day, traffic's everywhere. He does call, and I'm just trying to figure out if we can get him to fold a queen here. Probably not, he can't even like. Here we're just gonna 4-bet and possibly just get it in. I'm just gonna give up here. Just not a good river to barrel. He does have 2 pair. Good thing that we stopped. Yeah, the coffee I just feel like it's pretty. It's I don't know. It feels normal this month. I don't feel like there's anything different. I guess the only thing that's different is that people are wearing masks. Finally, thank God. But that's it. That's the only difference. I feel like people are starting to eat dining outside very often, and traffic everywhere. Feel like it's normal. Here we can go with the flat call. We can go with the jam. Either way works. Here we're gonna do a call 4. On this turn we're gonna race, and call 4 we flop the boat. That's always nice. Here calling and jamming is both okay. I guess we'll go for the jam, and we get there on the river. Same hand, we can free roll. Hearts doesn't get there. Flat calling here, and here we start with the small c-bet. And here on this river we gonna diamond gets there, so it's a little bit tricky. I guess we go for like a value bet, like around half pot, and then we do get called. That's nice. We do get called by trips. If we get raised there on the river, we are definitely folding. And on this turn, we're gonna start betting pretty heavily. We can wrap 9. I don't think this guy has a 9, and this guy should bet the 9. So we're the only one who can have a 9 right now. And we do just pick up the pot. That is always nice. And gonna peel. Here we are peeling with king queen. King queen off, facing under the gun open is not the greatest hand to play against that range, but I guess we can try since it's only $3 more. And facing the small c-bet, I think we are mandatory to do a check raise with overcards and open-ended. And if he has like aces here, he has to be a little bit concerned too, because we have tons of tens in our range. And unfortunately there we flop the bolt in a 4-bet pot, and then he just fold to a really small bet. I guess we could use like even smaller sizing, but yeah, I think 25% was already really small. On this flop we check it back. On this turn, if we check again, we're probably gonna fire a bluff. He dunk bet, we're just gonna give it to him. Queen jack off opening sometime at mid position. Sometimes we're just gonna fold. Not the greatest flop, bottom pair, and then we don't have a club. Just gonna check back. And we did turn a straight. Gonna start betting a little bit. Only losing to a flop flush. And we do just pick up the pot. That's nice. Flop second pair. I guess we can start with a check. Ten doesn't change too much unless he have ace queen. Gonna start betting the turn when he checked the second time. Normally Friday is a lot more busy than today. I feel like there's no people playing today. It's only like 44 players, which is supposed to be like 80 to 100. And it's not. Here we're gonna 3-bet with pocket sevens. He's the pretty tight player, so we're gonna be a little careful once he called. 307x1, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. On this board, I feel like we start with a check. Only beating ace king and ace queen. On this turn, I feel like we can start betting a little bit. I don't mind checking either. We'll check if we have a set here. Once we check the flop, and then on this turn, I think we're checking with the set as well. Don't mean to be nosy, but your bio, it says you own 3 businesses. What do you do when you're not playing poker? So I own 3 auto related business. On this turn, we're gonna check call, and then possibly check call again on the river since he has more ace king now. I feel like with that sizing, this is kinda weird sizing. I guess we can turn our hand into a bluff by like check raising. But it's kind of suicidal if he has like jacks and nines. I don't think jacks and nines would check back the flop though. I guess we turn our hand into a bluff here. Let's do that. Hopefully it works. We're wrapping boats here. Got instant call. Okay, he does have enough flush. That's unfortunate. But at least we tried. Losing $80 that we probably shouldn't be losing, but I feel like full equity is pretty good if we check raise the river there. Just because we're wrapping a bolt, but he does have enough flush. He was probably like whatever. If we, we lose to a bolt, we lose to a bolt. He's never folding enough flush there. That's unfortunate, but at least we try. So auto related business. Luxury car auto broker, main business, and then have an auto service shop, repair shop, and then have auto rental businesses. So they're all like auto related. Here facing a 4-bet, we just gonna fold. That was unfortunate that our bluff didn't go through. Kinda sad. But I'll do it over again if that situation presented itself. Just feel like we need to punish that. And then we do have more boats there than bluffs, so our range is pretty balanced. 3-betting 5s here, blind versus blind. I read about fires. I think that's NorCal, so I live in Los Angeles, so the fire situation is okay here. On this board, we are using a larger sizing. Yeah, how are you with the fires? Yeah, it's not close to me. And we do just pick it up the pot. It's always nice. Under the gun open, 3 bets. I'm gonna put in a call 4 here with the queens. And on this board, we're gonna start with the check. Obvious check calling. Flush gets there on the turn. Just gonna check again. And we're value betting the river. I feel like we can go like 15. And he just fold. I guess he was just trying to steal the pot when we check to him on the flop. Oh man. Have to be careful when clicking today because ACR is like kind of buggy and lagging. Small c-bet on the flop gets called pretty quickly. This guy always like check calls. He almost never fold to c-bet. On this turn we can barrel, we can check back. Ace high could be the best hand sometimes. I guess we go for a check back. Since we don't have that much equity, river pair the board, which is pretty good, making less likely to have a pair. We can have the best hand here. He's betting pot size, so he's saying that he has a king or busted flush draw, either or. Ace high can actually be the best hand here very often. I feel like he's never betting a 7, never betting an 8. And he's obviously gonna bet if he has a 4. Pretty close. Gonna fold here. I feel like ace high could be the best hand there, quite often. Pretty good clip. We'll have the best hand there, but here facing 3-bet by a obviously loose aggressive maniac. With pocket 5 is probably the best hand to play against this type of player. So if we flop a set, we're gonna win a big pot, and if you don't, it's easy fold. Pocket kings under the gun. Checking back on this flop. It just connect with his calling range too well, and then after this 7, I don't think we're beating anything. Just gonna fold. Defending with suited king. Here, defending with ace knight. Don't really like it, but I feel like it's mandatory. Check the flop. We're not gonna bet this turn without harding our hands, and then we do only have bottom pair. Just gonna fold. Don't see a reason to continue. Feel like we're gonna get bluffed a lot on the river. Here we're checking again. Yeah, last night, definitely more people playing. A7, just gonna muck. Could ISO, but ace queen. I'm gonna take a short P break. Not sure why there's nobody playing today. It's down to 44 players. It's kind of weird. Really weird, actually. Yeah, but Friday night on ACR is normally not the busiest time. Not many people playing during weekends. I don't know why. Here on this board, we're just gonna see bet once, and then if it gets called, we just shut down. Gonna take a quick pee break. Like, there's really no reason to tank here. This is like so stupid. I guess we have to barrel. just because he tanked, so we're gonna barrel. Put him on a weaker range, I guess. He could obviously have like Jack 10, just pretending, but this is like our last bullet. If he calls this, then we're giving up. It's gonna be very hard for him to call. If he had like Ace Jack or something, Ace 10, it's gonna be pretty difficult to call this bet. Because most likely we're jamming the river. Did you ever play at Life at the Bike? This is a terrible river to bluff. We're not gonna bluff this river anyways. No, I didn't. But I was a house player at the Bike about like 10 years ago. I know a lot of people there. I know a lot of people who play at Life at the Bike. But I never played there. I'm a pretty low-key guy. I don't like to show my face outside of public and for people to see. It's just not my style. We're gonna be right back. 2 minutes. He probably like have Ace 10 there or something. Not exactly sure, but he's definitely not bluffing there. Pretty close between 3-betting and calling. I guess we peel. Flop top pair, definitely check raising on this board. When he used the larger sizing, definitely gonna check raise. I mean, Queen 9, Jack 9, we probably just call. King 9 is just a little bit, you know, too strong. It's pretty much on top of our range. If we don't check raise with top of our range, then what exactly are we doing? Did you update the soft? My first session today was super laggy. After the update is fine. I always just click out update whenever I have it, when it's showed. Here facing this, we're pretty deep, small blind. I guess we gonna 4-bet a little bigger here. So I think I am updated in terms of the program. Not 100% sure, but pretty sure. This guy's pretty tight, so he's not 3-betting our button open with like random shit. But he does fold, unfortunately. King Queen facing a big blind 3-bet, we definitely have to peel a flop. We don't flop anything, unfortunately. Middle pair. Gonna use a larger sizing on this board. And he does call. And I feel like we're gonna barrel here quite often. he has tons of gonna use an overpot sizing, so it's gonna put a lot of pressure on a queen. He does instant call. That's kind of weird. I don't think he would do that with king jack, and I mean maybe he would, but now we have two pairs. It's extremely difficult for us to fold. This is really weird. Because we overpot the turn, I just don't see him calling with king jack, so I guess we have to call. Obviously we're losing to ace queen and king jack, but against a fish I don't think we can fold. Jack knight, he's just like turning his hand into like a random bluff. He had like open-ended. I guess if he could like, I guess he could check call an overbet with jack knight there. He's definitely gonna check call with king jack. So next time we're gonna be careful. Like that guy just called overbet with like open-ended straight draw. Little dice to suicide. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm gonna make a note on that guy. What was his name? He was kind of crazy, and then he turned his hand into a bluff at the end, just like dunk bet bluff, like no shit given. When he missed his draw. Maybe he thought like ace is a scary card, but we could have king jack here, so that's kind of stupid of him to do that. Just gonna 3-bet aces, and here facing a dunk bet. We have the ace of spades, so I guess we just call. Our hand plays a little better, and here on this board we're gonna c-bet a little bigger. I'm gonna find out his name. A70 something. Okay. Checking this turn. And I'm gonna call again. Our kicker is basically a jack, and we're gonna call because he can have like some flush draw, combo draw, everything missed, so we just have to call. He does have ace jack, nice hand. I think we just jam here on this turn. I don't think he's gonna do this with like. He can have a set, but we do block the non-flush draw. Don't think we're folding. Pocket kings, that's just a cooler for him, unfortunately. Here with the gut shot, facing this kind of bad, I think we have to call once. But there's no heart, so it's kind of like, it's kind of tough. I guess we just fold. With the heart, we're definitely calling. That is a cooler there when he had kings and we had aces. It's just unfortunate. I ran our kings into aces so often in the past 2 weeks, so I kind of understand how that feels. Nothing that man can do. And the ace-10 hit over here, we call because all the draw misses, all the flush draw, all the straight draw, all the combo draw, everything misses, so we kind of have to call. And the river was only like half the pot, so it's like a pretty easy call. Even though we lost, but that's a situation where you're always going to be calling. So I'm going to make a note on this guy. Check, call, turn. Overbet, turn. With open-ended draw. Facing 2 street aggression. Here we opening with ace 5, checking. Opening with deuces on the button. Pretty good flop for deuces. Start with the small c-bet. Here we flop top pair. However, we don't have a club. I guess we check back here. This is another club, and we do have 2 pair. I guess we just chat back and let him bluff the river. Is the update? It could be the update. I'm not sure. I'll check. Just checking back here. No reason to bluff. Yeah, it's really laggy. Let me check if there's like an update. I don't think so. Maybe I should restart the program, but we do have some big stacks, and I don't wanna give away our big stack, especially in the game today. A lot of bad players have big stacks, so we can definitely win some big pots if the chance is given to us. Blind versus blind, obviously calling with ace queen off, raising with ace queen off. We do have the not flush draw. Gonna start with the c-bet, and here with ace king we are playing pretty deep. Gonna 3-bet a little bigger, and here we flop on a pair and start with the check here, not folding. Pot the turn. This is a little bit tricky. He checked back. Gonna use a smaller sizing on the turn. I feel like at least we get some full equity. And here we're checking back, and we're just gonna fold. I don't like the fold, but the river is just really shitty for our hands. Just gonna check. Facing the small bet, he could have like a set here. He can have a bolt. On this turn, I think we're check raising this turn. He has tons of like draws. We can still be ahead. Just gonna fold. Just don't see that sizing as a bluff. Feel like that's a sizing where he's asking for a call, crying for a call. Gonna call the donk bet, and then we get second not flush draw on the turn. We have to download all the time. Beginning of May. Again, the program reinstall. Don't run for automatic updates. So yeah, it is, but I feel like it's still better than ignition though. On the river, we just check back. We can have some best hands, and he does have a flush draw, and I guess we call with the club draw, and we brick. Gonna putting a raise here actually. Just to like 40. We're gonna play our flushes this way. We do have tons of history. He's a pretty decent player. Tons of history of us triple barreling bluff. Crazy bluff on the river. He pulled that shit to us. We pulled that shit to him. So hopefully he believes us. I mean, he might even fold a flush here. He's capable of doing that. And we can have like some sets as well. At least he's tanking. We're making our money work. And he does fold. He might fold a flush here actually. He's a pretty decent player and knows when to fold. And then with the way we play our hand there, obviously feel like we had something really strong. Actually feel like we had the bolt. Not just a nut flush, just we have to have the bolt there. On this board, start with a small c-bet. I think fish is overfold on this type of flop texture. On this board, we're checking back. We don't have a heart to continue. Just gonna vote. No equity to continue. Jack 7 suited on 2 hands. I guess that means we have to raise. A little bit loose, but since we have 2 of the same hands, two tables simultaneously, I guess we go for it. And we do get punished by a 3-bet. And here, definitely called peeling with pocket deuces against a pretty big stack, weaker player. On this board, we're just gonna fold. We are only calling to flop a set, obviously. And here we're gonna start with the limp against a regular. Just too confusing a little bit. On this flop, I feel like we're gonna check. King Queen off in small blind. 3-betting if we want to play. Folding is fine as well. After this turn, I feel like we have to go for a overbet. And here we are using a larger sizing C-bet. Blind versus blind. This is the hand where we can be 4-betting. I'm gonna overbet this turn. And we're folding. Against that guy, I just don't see him folding that much. The small blind player, it's not a folder. It's very sticky, so. And we have been 4-betting a lot today, so not sure if we get the respect we deserve. What's up, gamer unknown? Good to see you back. How are you doing on this Friday? On this board, we start with a check. Checking again. And give up. Blind versus blind. Jack 9, we're gonna open. 3-betting sometime here, mostly folding. C-betting on this board. 3-betting with ace deuce suited. Unknown player, not exactly sure how he plays. We'll have to find out. Turn a gut shot. Facing down bet. We don't have any equity on this board. Right color, wrong suit. I guess we go for a overbet here. Just gonna fold. Probably barrel the river, depending on what it is. And we do just pick it up, so we don't have to worry about it. That's always nice. Pocket 7 on this board against 2-player auto position is like completely trashed, so just gonna check fold. Obviously, we can still have best hand, but like most of the time, we're just gonna we're just dominated, drawing to 2 outers. Here one of the Thai player open. He only opened 13% of the time under the gun, especially. So I feel like here we gonna bet out with the open-ended and flush draw. Just gonna peel a flop with ace queen off here. We do get there on the river, however, it is the flush. Just gonna check. I don't see him calling with worse. He could have like the queen and ace of club. He does give up, which is good. I don't see him calling anyways. We turn an ace. I'm not sure if it's a good card for us. We're gonna try to bet and then see what happens. Because for him to check the flop, he doesn't have like ace king. Mostly he have like ace queen, ace jack. On this board, we're gonna check back actually in a 3-bet pot. I feel like we're gonna bet for value. I feel like he can have like some ace jack here. We do face a mid raise. That's a little bit annoying. I just don't see why he would check the flop with the king though. I mean, he's wrapping a bolt. Check calling with ace high here, and we are gonna bet a little bit here on the turn. This is really confusing. This is like a mid raise on the river. I mean, if he had a king, he should bet the flop. So I guess he can have like queen jack or like even a set. Don't feel like we're beating anything though. Just gonna fold. And here facing a dunk bet on the river, I think we have to call. When he plays like this, I feel like he has a jack very often. But I'm not sure if I can fold. Probably just call. Pocket kings. Oh, that's well played. Surprisingly, well played hand by a fish. That was really well played actually. But since we checked the flop, I guess it was okay. He was betting there specifically targeting our ace queen, which was a really well played hand actually. Gonna give him a lot of props there. Played pretty well. However, we did check the flop. That's why we were able to call the river. If we didn't check the flop, then obviously we weren't able to get that far. On this board, we start with the check. Did you run the sim for the jack hand? Yes, I did, and then I did talk about it in the beginning of the session, and then I'm gonna go over it later. Small c-bet on this board, and when he checked, I'm just gonna check. I feel like we can have the best hand here. Yes, we do. Under the gun raise, we're pretty deep, so I guess we kind of have to put a 3-bet. This guy's pretty deep behind us too, so let's just put in a 3-bet just to make our life easier. Playing 300 BB deep, just have to be careful. We do have position, so don't mind that. On this board, 1 over cards, we're gonna check back. Mostly c-betting, but checking back sometimes. When you check the second time, you're gonna start betting. Hopefully he has a 10. This is like a really tight player. If he 4-bets, I'm folding 10s. He does call. Interesting. Oh yeah, you're from a different time zone, huh? It's already Saturday there. Don't see a reason to go crazy. I guess we check back here. In this pot, here we're gonna start betting a little bit just so like ace queen can fold. And here we might even overcall with the not overcall. If we play this hand, we have to 3-bet. Guess we just fold. And ace on the river, we don't beat anything anymore. Pocket jacks, definitely not beating that. I guess we could like bet, but he'll play ace king the same way, so it's a little bit tricky there to bluff the river. Obviously, we bluff the river, he's gonna fold. Here he calls c-bet on the flop. Guess we barrel this turn. We use like a blocker size. He could obviously have better ace, so we use a blocker size and hopefully he fold. And if he calls, then we check back the river. King Jack suited face that action, we just have to fold. Pocket 4 is facing 3 bets. Obviously we're calling and pure flop. Always nice to flop a set. Here, facing 3 bets. Against this player, I feel like 4 betting is probably better. Gonna put in 4 bets. On this board, we're just gonna flat call. 7 gets there, 5-6 gets there. He doesn't have any 5-6. We have some 5-6. Not sure if he's gonna put us on that though. I'm just gonna jam this turn. Yeah, he instant fold, so I guess he was just bluffing. We could have just called and then like call a river, let him bluff the river, but I just don't want like another scary card to come, and then it becomes like a 4-card stray or something, and then that we don't get value from aces. I guess it doesn't matter. I don't think aces ever folds on the river, but there's always a possibility. And he could be like barreling with like overcards and flush draw on the turn. And I don't want him to give it. I don't want to give him a free card, and the pot is already big enough, so sometimes it's better not to get too greedy. Here on this board, it's gonna fold. Our hand has no equity. Pocket 7. Against this guy, I think we just flat. We almost always 3 bets here, but he's pretty tight. Just gonna flat here. We rarely do this, but specific situation like we do this sometimes and we get squeezed. Not exactly sure what he's squeezing with though. Like 3 betting with 7s, and here with the ace of diamond we start with the small c bet. He does call. That makes us we kind of have to call with 7s here. Just because we can flop a set and we're like super deep, so gonna go for it. We don't flop a set, and one of them could easily have ace king and king queen, so just gonna fold pretty much all the time. I feel like pocket 7 is the best hand very often here. Against this guy, I think we just fold. It sucks. He can be doing that with like ace queen. That's the only hand that we can beat. When he checked the second time, we're gonna start betting, even though we don't have that much equity. On this river, I feel like we have to call. We beat some 5s and 6, pocket 6s and 4s. 10-9. Damn, he really slow played that hand to the extreme. And it did got him extra $10 in value. 25 NL grind, I just shoved 23 all in pre-flop with king and gets called by 8-9 suited. Are you serious? Free money being handed out. Did you hold? That's good. Good news. On this flop we start with the check. Probably check calling. Definitely check calling. On this turn we're gonna start betting. Calls fairly quickly, so that tells me that he has something. Just gonna check. King Jack. When he calls so quickly, especially a fish, they almost always have it. Three betting with ace king off. Blind versus blind with defending with ace 10. Facing a C-bet, I feel like this board benefit our calling range more, so we're gonna float. And we do turn top pair, that's always nice. We can have some 7-8 for a straight now. Gonna bet for value. Three betting here with ace-10 sometimes. Dude, solver program is definitely like tasking. It's crazy how much RAM and how much CPU it uses. It's insane. I have a 64 gig RAM. Like I upgraded 64 gig RAM and Ryzen 9 3900X, and then some hands it still takes like 20 minutes to solve. If the tree is like too complicated, it's crazy how much those solver program takes to run something. Here we flop over card and flush draws. Start with the small C bet. Just pick up the pot. Facing mid 3-bet from a fish player, he's definitely like like a huge whale. Definitely calling with suited king. Not the greatest flop. Flop bottom 2 pair on this board, it's not the greatest. However, I do believe we have some best hand very often. Just gonna call. And check calling again. Check calling the river, not check calling, check folding, and we do get lucky that he doesn't have a spade there. And why I say we got lucky is because he didn't bluff at it. If he bluffed at it, we just have to fold. But we did play like we were drawing for spades, so it did scare him a little bit at least. So I guess it worked out for us. Pocket tens, mid position, definitely opening. King 6, we can go for 3-bet sometimes here, but against a fish player, probably not. Pocket aces. Jack 10 suited here, 3-betting sometimes, folding sometimes. We probably go for 3-bet. Here we're gonna go for 3-bet with aces. Here we do flop middle pair and gut shot. On this board I think we're checking back more with our entire range. Facing a 4-bet, I think it's a pretty easy fold. Even though Jack 10 suited looks really good and plays pretty well post flop, but it's just not the hand that we want to go to war with in a 4-bet pot. And here we're gonna start betting a little bit, like a little over half pots. And here facing 4-bet, we can go with a flat call. We can go with a jam. I guess we go for the jam here. Cutoff versus mid position. Our range is a little wider. If against like under the gun raise and he 4-bet there, we're probably leaning more towards just calling because his range is a little stronger. Ace-10 offsuit, not gonna call under the gun raise. Easy fold. The run out was scary, but I held. Congrats, man. Good job. A9 suited, calling a jam, huh? I've never played 25 NL, so I don't know how that game plays, but I have a pretty good friend who plays 10 NL just for fun. He's like a business owner, and he used to play poker for a living, but he can't even beat 10 NL now. So he's trying to beat it. That he's definitely improving, but yeah, some of those players, like, yeah, they're pretty bad. But I think the regulars are semi-decent. Facing a raise and the call, playing this deep, we definitely have to putting a huge 3-bet. Here, we're just gonna isolate the limper. Against like 2 people with almost 200 BB deep, we have to like 3-bet really huge here. And I feel like he's gonna call quite often because our stack sizing, and we just have to play extremely careful. And he does just fold. That's a little bit surprising because if I were in his shoes, I'll probably call with any 2 cards. Because we're playing so deep, like 400 big blind deep, any 2 hands is like, especially he called the cutoff open, so he should have like something that's at least playable, and he really shouldn't be folding that, playing this deep, because any flop can get you like a really strong hand, and then if I have aces there, he can win a huge pot, and he had position too. So not really, I mean, I don't really like his fold. But I guess it's good for us. So we don't have to sweat out of position. That's always nice. Here, facing a 4-bet, we're just gonna jam here. It's pretty straightforward. Cutoff versus button, he had the widest range. Ace queen off, facing under the gun open, and 3-bet, we're just gonna fold. Just gonna jam, and good luck to us. On this board, ace king, we are chopping. Start with the small c-bet. We do have a gut shot and backdoor flush draw. Don't get there. This board is pretty dry. I don't think he either have a 9 or he had an ace, so I don't think he's folding either. So just gonna check and give up. What the hell? It's like there's 60 players now, so I don't know why the hand goes by so slowly. Is it a holiday or something? People went out to party? But not gonna complain though. This pool is like better than our normal weekday pools. Way less regulars and mostly fishes. A lot of whales, a lot of fishes. Definitely an easier pool than Monday through Friday compared to Monday through Thursday. It's definitely an easier pool. A lot of nits, a lot of fishes, a lot of whales. Not too many regulars. Sit out as a 1 regular. It's pretty good. But that's it. On this board, I feel like we should put a raise. Not too much though. We do flop top pair here. In his big blind defending range, he does have some Jack 10 for straight draw, King Jack, King 10 type of hand for gut shot. Start with the small c-bet. He could even have like ace queen here, but he folded, so definitely didn't have that. Ace king offsuit. Gonna 3-bet and then gonna size up a little bit against the deeper opponent. He's a little tight, so we're gonna be careful if he calls or do something else. He does 4-bet, and this guy never 4-bets, and then he only opens 9% of the time. So I am actually consider folding ace king off here. Just against this specific player, he's like a super nit. Just don't see him making this move with anything worse than queens. I can be wrong, because sometimes those kind of player does gets crazy sometimes, but he's winning, so I don't think he's, you know, going tilted or anything like that. We're actually gonna fold ace king off here, just because he never 4-bets. He's open 9% his range, so he's a super tight player and super nit. Just gonna fold. It's fine. You can make a case for peeling the flop, but I feel like if we hit ace or king, we might lose a lot of money, and he could have like aces and kings very often there. The minimum hand he have is queens, ace king suited, ace king, which we don't do that well against any of those ranges. On this flop we're gonna see bet a little bigger, and on this flop we're checking back. Just gonna see bet this turn, this flop. Pretty dry. I feel like we can take it down a lot of time. Pocket sixes, gonna open blind versus blind. This turn we're just not gonna bluff. Doesn't make any sense to bluff there, and we're just gonna give up this pot. Totally okay. Pocket seven, gonna go for a 3-bet. Don't mind folding, but against cutoff open, I feel like 3-bet is probably better. On this board, we're gonna start with the small c-bet. I feel like this board is just not folding often. Facing a raise, we're just gonna call. And check calling again. Gonna put in like flush draws and overcards. And we gonna bet this river. We can have like tons of missed flush draws, and then if he has a 10, I think he's calling. He might even call with worse, like pocket 7, pocket 8s. Checking this turn. This turn we just gonna bet when he checked the second time. Can always rep an ace here. Flop a boat, that's nice. We're super deep, so if they have an ace here, I feel like we're gonna win a lot of money. He can have some king, queen, king, jack for a straight draw, but we're just gonna fold. Half pot is a little bit too much. Using a smaller sizing here. The big stack fold, they both fold. That's kind of sad. Not really checking back there, because if we check back, we missed the opportunity to get 3 streets of value from ace. Here, this guy like mid 3-bet. I mean, we can just get it in, I guess. Let's do that. It's just gonna just raise and get it in. Pocket queens, we do suck out. That always feels good. I mean, he only has $20. What can we do, right? Mostly he have like 2 overcards, but tournament styles, man. Start with the small c-bet on this one. He checked the flop. Not exactly sure what he's checking the flop with. I feel like he has tons of small pocket pair. We just check back, and hopefully he will bluff the river. River straight. We do face check raise. We can put in a 3-bet, but I feel like calling is probably better. Guess we put a 3-bet is probably better. And here we just gonna barrel the turn. We're calling the river, and we did induce him to bluff when we checked the second time on the turn, which is good. He fall into our trap. When we 3-bet here, we have like aces, kings, so he's not gonna mess around with us unless he have a set or 2 pair. How are you guys doing this Friday night? Are you guys enjoying the stream so far? The session was pretty steady so far, but overall a lot of interesting hands. And we are once again playing pretty well. I feel like most of the time we're playing pretty well. I'll say maybe like 95% of the time we're playing pretty well. Here we're gonna use a smaller sizing on the turn, just try to take it away. We're the only one who can potentially have 8s. Sometimes small blind has it too. On this board we have bottom pair and not flush draw. Start with a small c-bet, and here we're just gonna check back. On this turn I feel like we're gonna go for an overbet sizing. Not gonna bluff this river, it just doesn't make sense. Just not gonna bluff him in general. He does still have like some open-ended draw. This is really weird when he bet the turn and river. And we do miss. We might still have the best hand with the 3, but less likely now. I guess we just check back. And here, I don't think we can fold. He doesn't have that many deuce in his range. 5-4. Okay, nice hand. That was a really good value bet on the river. Here we're checking back. Pocket fours. That's pretty tough to swallow. But it's just hard for us to wrap anything on the river. I guess we can bet and then wrap like aces and kings, but that's about it. We can't really wrap that much on the river. And then I do feel like we still have the best hand against like flush draws and stuff like that. Like all the flush draw and straight draw missed. Probably should just, you know, just bet just to be safe in case he have like pocket fours. So I guess that was like a small mistake, but not the worst. I mean, at the end of the day, we did see his card, and that's why we're assuming. But I feel like we can be like a little result orientated there. Is 10-9 relevant or just a little sample? Do you have the hand sample show? What do you mean, like 10-9 VPIP and preflop race? Hi Derek, did you know you can use the mouse scroll to move bet sizing bar up and down instead of clicking? I did not know that actually. Let me try it. Oh shit, this is pretty cool. Well, I'm used to just click the plus and minus. I guess I'm old school. I didn't know I have that feature, but it's good to know. Maybe I'll start trying it. Check raising here very often against preflop raiser. He does check back, and ace is not the greatest card for our hand. It's pretty good for his range, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna bet when we check to him. He's almost guaranteed to bet here, but doesn't mean that he has an ace. And then he check again. This guy could have some ace, but I feel like we have to call if he bets out. Oh yeah, we can just do this, huh? That's interesting. Thanks for sharing that. Very interesting. Gonna go for a value bet actually. Just don't feel like neither of them have an ace. Check calling this flop. This is definitely a recreational player. Probably gets called by a weaker 10. That's probably the only hand that's gonna potentially call us. 3-betting with King Jack and checking the river. I feel like we have the best hand here very often. And we do have the best hand. And facing a 4-bet, that's just unfortunate. This guy is really loose. But we're still not gonna defend with King Jack offsuit against a 4-bet. Suited maybe, but that's still like a stretch. Ace-3 suited. Gonna play until maybe 11 today, so another 20 minutes or so. Waking up at 5 a.m. to play WSOP events. Maybe play like several events tomorrow. Hopefully I do well. Three betting. Flop top pair. On this board, gonna use a larger sizing actually, because we're a little deeper, and this flop is pretty draw. A lot of draws: flush draw, straight draw, gut shot, open-ended. Just want to charge those hands. It's been a pretty chilling Friday night. The pool is pretty amazing, tons of fishes, and all the good regulars are not playing, except like Sid Al is pretty good. That's the only one. Opening, hopefully we get 3-bet, and hopefully we get some action. We don't, unfortunately. Do you think I would come back on a daily basis if I didn't enjoy the stream? Thank you so much. But I appreciate any one of you who stop by my stream every day, even just for a brief 10 minutes to say hi. I highly appreciate it, because you guys are what makes this stream possible. Give me a lot of motivation to just be accountable and then log on every day, and then follow the schedule I've given you guys, which is Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. every day. Check calling on this flop, and we turn the nuts. That's always nice. Check raising the turn, and we do have aces here again. On this river, probably check calling. Not the greatest. He's not bluffing, so that's unfortunate. I from MP 3-bet. 3-pin squeeze the underground razor with aces and jack 4 suited call from the big blind and flop jack 4. Wow, that sucks, dude. That really sucks. Here facing a 3-bet by I think he is a regular. Just gonna put in a 4-bet. That's very unfortunate. Good vibes here and fine content. Which side? Ignition, Bovada. This is a pretty good flop for aces, not the worst. Especially in a 4-bet pot. I'm not really worried about too much. Obviously losing to jacks and nines, but those are the only two hands that we lose to. Start with the small c-bet. He does call. Pretty good turn. I think we just get it in on the turn. Opening deuces, this is like super loose. We don't normally do this. If he had a set, we're never folding aces here. He can have some queens, he could have some kings. Don't think he have ace jack. Ace jack is definitely a fold. Just gonna jam. He doesn't call in the first 2 seconds, we're good. So the swing during weekends is always kind of crazy, because obviously we are playing against weaker players and a lot of whales, a lot of fishes who doesn't know how to play. So the game is good in a way where you have to kind of hit your car. There's less room to outplay people. If you're playing like a table full of fishes and whales, you're just not gonna outplay people as often. So if you run bad, you're gonna lose a lot of money. Here we flop bottom 2. This is a pretty good card to flop bottom 2. Gonna overbet this flop just to get rid of this guy, but he doesn't we couldn't get rid of him. That's a little bit concerning because he is deeper. So when you're running bad and then you're playing a game like in a game where there's a lot of fishes, then it's gonna be a lot more difficult because you have to make your hand. We're just gonna check this turn. And probably just check call twice, turn and river. This is a terrible river. But yeah, we don't beat anything now. Just gonna fold. It's unfortunate that the jack get there on the river. I feel like we had the best hand before that, obviously. This is pretty close, so probably just folding. Yeah, kinda suck, but small pot. Only lost like $18 or something. But the river is, if the river isn't a jack, we're gonna value bet and we'll probably get like value off a jack. Guy who seemed to be a nit. Then you folded pre. Yeah, the reason why I folded pre there was because that guy only opens like 8% of the time, and then he never 4-bets. So I feel like that was a pretty easy fold. I mean, ace king offsuit like is not the greatest against a nit like that. I mean, the best hand you can hope for is pocket queens, and then if we flop an ace or king, we are really not getting any value out of pocket queens against a nit like that. At the same time, if he had aces or kings and we flop like ace or king, we're gonna lose tons of money. And obviously he could have ace king suited or ace king there, and then we end up chopping. So I just don't see that many scenario where we can be making a lot of money. So ace king is the hand where facing 4-bet, like it's easier to just jam versus flat calling, because when you flat calling ace king in a 4-bet pot, like what are you expecting to happen, right? When you flop an ace or king, you're only getting value from like queens, and then not that much value anyways. And when you flop an ace, you're probably not gonna get value from kings. So it's a situation where maybe not folding to that. It's a situation where it just doesn't seem profitable to call, especially against a nit like that. And then I definitely don't want to jam against his first ever 4-bet, so that would be like pretty stupid. But ace king does play pretty well when like people 4-bet bluff you, and then you can like just jam and take down the pot, and then you don't really mind a call. This guy mid 3-bet us, so we're just gonna check call, probably check call 3 streets, unless he goes like cuckoo and goes over pot or something like that. Definitely calling and check calling this river. Facing an ISO bet, and then we are seeing a flop. This is kind of tricky. We do flop a set, that's always nice. This is kind of tricky. What can he be doing this with? I feel like he has ace queen quite often here. Just gonna check call here. And check calling again. Maybe check raising. Only beating a bluff, but is he really gonna triple barrel here? Oh, terrible river. Terrible river. Oh, this is pretty close. And we do have the best hand, luckily. Luckily we have the best hand. What bluffing combo he has here when he mid 3-bets? Queen jack. He's not gonna mid 3-bet under the gun raise with queen jack. I feel like he has ace king minimum here and some kings and aces. Even though he used a mid 3-bet sizing, I just don't feel like we beat anything here. We actually gonna fold. Makes a hero fold against a fish. That is considered hero fold because I mean, it's tough to fold against fishes. I just don't see him bluffing there, like 3-betting or under the gun raise, even though it was mid 3-bet. He could be a misclick. I just don't see it. And then he bluffed 3 streets with air, while there's not that many natural bluffs. Here's interesting. We raised under the gun, got 2 callers, and then this guy check raised, and then we do have backdoor flush draw. This is a pretty weird spot. I guess we fold. And here we're peeling with pocket 7s. I ran my top pair top kicker with no flush draw into a set. Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, front squeeze under the gun and just watch a fish shove. Yeah, even though fish are playing really weird sometimes, but you can just start playing bad because they did something crazy. Like for example, there, like we check call king queen 2 street, and then he used a pretty good size bet on the river, and then we still folded. I mean, even against a fish. I mean, a fish can make a hand too, so you can't really how do I put this? You can't really change the way you play too much just because they're a fish. We're gonna use a blocker bet here, $30. I feel like that works really well. If you have like ace king with ace of diamond, king of diamond, he'll call this bet, and then we can check back the river. And it's extremely difficult for him to check raise here because we can have tons of flush, we can have a 10, we can have a boat, and he doesn't have those hands. So I actually see him folding very often, and then he check jam. That is very interesting actually. He can be doing this with the flush, he can be doing this with a 10. I just don't think this is a bluff because, I mean, we're doing the same if we are like the nut flush or like ace 10 or something, or both. We're using the exact same sizing, so I don't think he's bluffing. I'm just gonna give it to him. It's okay to lose a pot, no problem. And here we're just gonna c-bet a little bit bigger since we're playing a little deeper. This guy is a nit. He does fold. Hello Fubar TV. Good luck and see some big stacks. Yeah, it's been a decent steady night. However, we did get sucked out a few times, which happens. 2 outers here and there, lost a stack, losing to 2 outers. That happens, but overall I think we should be up. I hope we are up. Gonna wrap up in like 8 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna go over the hand we played yesterday, the pocket jacks, and then gonna go through solvers. I'm not gonna leak any information yet. I'm just gonna go over the hand, and then you guys can take a look. Pretty happy with the way we play. I guess I guess solver agree with us as well. Small c-bet on this board. We can definitely have some aces. This guy is definitely a recreational player. Facing mid 3-bet, I mean mid raise, it's very weird. Not folding to a mid raise. I guess he can have like queen jack of spades and get there on the turn. He does bet a little heavier now. With just king jack, it's very hard to call. I feel like he can have like some ace x of spades, so just gonna fold. Give it to him. Give the man his pot. I see your thought process when folding ace king. Just curious if the sample is big enough on villain to make this fold, or it was like 15 hand. Yeah, 15 hand is definitely too little. How would you compare skill cap 5-10 at Commerce versus online 1-2? Didn't Commerce have like the best cash game players? I don't agree. Commerce game, or I don't know. I can't speak about it now because I haven't been playing that game, but back in like 8-10 years ago, the game was pretty soft in my opinion. I was averaging like 11 to like 12 big blind per hour, which is really good for life ring rate. 5-10 game and commerce is definitely softer than 1-2. 1-2 online. This is kind of a weird spot. We raise under the gun and facing this 3-bet from the Thai player. I think this is where we fold king queen suited. I mean, we can obviously call, but his range is like super strong. Not gonna mess with him. So yeah, 5-10 at commerce was definitely easier than 1-2 online. 1-2 online play is pretty tough. Here, with jacks, obviously we are calling. Not gonna 4-bet against 3-bet from the blind. We do flop a set, so that's very nice. I don't think he'll ever 3-bet here with queen 10 or 10-7, so we definitely have the best hand here. We're gonna put in a huge raise actually, and hopefully he has aces. He does call. We are jamming this turn, I think. Not jamming. His SPR is still a little weird. I guess we go for 150 and jam the river. Flat calling ace queen position. Calling a jam, obviously. I think he has aces or kings here, almost all the time. And he might just jam here, honestly. And that'll be good for us. I don't think we're ever losing here. Because I just don't think he will 3-bet in the blind with queen 10. Even if queen 10 suited, he's not doing that. Just gonna flat call. Ace jack is drawing dead. Drawing dead, baby. That's why I didn't want to, you know, leave the table and then like restart it, because to do the update and stuff. Because I always want to play a big stacks, especially on a game like this. Like this guy is pretty bad too, and then he has 1,000 stacks. So I think we just block way too many hands. I guess we can start with like a small c-bet and then probably just take it down most of the time. He does call and we turn quads. Oh my goodness. I feel sorry for our buddies. I feel sorry for our friend. But now we block everything, so he has to have an 8 here, right? I guess we use like another small bet and then see what he does. Facing 4-bet, mid 4-bet. King queen suited is pretty close. Don't think he's messing around though. King queen suited, we don't really beat anything. Just gonna fold. How people overplayed that ace jack hand was a little bit crazy. That's why we want a big stack. That is exactly why we didn't want to give up our big stack, so we can win like a... How big was the pot there? I felt like he had aces. He check jam ace jack there. That's kind of nuts. That's crazy. That's kind of crazy, dude. He check jam ace jack drawing dead in a... Oh, dude, that's... Kings, we're gonna call 4 and then get it in. Never folding kings against those positions. Yeah, that was like 500. That's like 250 big blind deep. And then he just check ship ace jack like that, drawing dead. 250 BB deep. That says a lot about those players, man. 3-betting with queens. Obviously, we're getting it in. How'd you compare? Would you call 100 BB all in 4-bet shove with ace king offsuit versus unknown villain? Yes, I would. I would easily do that. 100 BB calling any jam, pocket queens with no information, never folding ace king. even offsuit. But how does he 4-bet shove though? Normally 4-bet is not a shove. Are we talking about like 5-bet shove or 4-bet shove? Because when you 3-bet, people normally 4-bet. It doesn't get to shove unless you like 4-bet and then they 5-bet shove. Then that makes sense. Facing this 3-bet, we are definitely calling with Ajax suited in position. The Big Don, Mr. Lee. Travagy, good luck, brother. Thank you so much, sir. Always need the good luck. Unless our opponent's drawing dead 200 BB deep in a shove on the turn. That feels good. Didn't even have to sweat the 2 outers. Drawing dead just like that. I was surprised to see Ace-Jack. I thought he had aces there. Aces, kings maybe. Kings was like a little bit overplayed. Aces mostly. I felt like he had aces there mostly to do that. But obviously he didn't agree. Just rips Ace-Jack like that. Drawing dead. Life is good. On this turn, we're gonna barrel pretty big. I feel like he has tons of draws. And gonna barrel the river, and then on a safe, gonna barrel the turn and safe river. We're gonna triple barrel. Checking. And this is definitely a river that we wanna barrel. Check calling. Oh, he has 2 pair. Okay, he's gonna fold like a king there. I feel like any weak king he's calling. He's folding. Unfortunately, he had 2 pair. Jack 4. What the hell? Diamond gets there, and then ace is not the best hand for our range. And here we're gonna barrel. Just call with pocket 7s. Restart without delay or when going through hands. No, we're talking about so ACR is a little bit laggy today, and then one of the viewers said that I could try to restart and then see if it restart and then like update the program, see if it gets better. And then I told him that I didn't want to restart just because we have big stacks, and in today's game, like we're gonna win a big pot with big stacks, so that's why I didn't want to restart. And then it worked out for us. From watching you the past week, I consider 1-2 online to be pretty difficult. I used to play 1-2, 2-5 live all the time, and those games were softer than online. Definitely true. 1-2 online plays pretty tough, especially on ACR and stars. Those are pretty tough games. On this board, I think we're gonna start with the bet when he checked. We turn top pair. Don't think he has that many 6s in his range. Feel like he has a flush draw. Probably just gonna barrel this turn and then see what he does. And he does fold. And here we are 3-betting a little bigger with ace queen offsuit against somebody who has over 200 BB stack. It is 11, but we are still playing. Like we always overtime. Like every single session this week, we always overtime because we feel pretty good and then we're having a good time. Not gonna c-bet this board. Three spades, we have king jack of hearts. Not the greatest. When you check the second time, we're gonna start betting. Yeah, probably gonna wrap up the session. Normally I would just continue play until like 12 or something, because we do feel pretty good and then the game is pretty good. But I am waking up at 5 AM tomorrow to play WSOP, so can't really play until too late because I do need at least 5 hours sleep. That's the ideal situation. At least get like 5 hours of sleep. Gonna wrap up the session, and then gonna go over the hand that we played yesterday. Go over the PO solver, and then go over a few hands we played today, and wrap it up. And hopefully I'll see you guys on Monday, and maybe I'll put a stream on tomorrow or like Sunday or something. Do you guys prefer to see stream like during weekends instead of like Monday to Friday? If you do, let me know. I can always change my schedule. Because weekend games are better. However, it is playing against more fishes than whales, so you might not see like as much action in terms of like the plays against regulars. You see more of those during weekdays. So let me know what type of game you guys prefer, like Monday to Friday, just playing against mostly regulars and some fishes, or you prefer me to play, let's say, Wednesday through Sunday, where during the weekends we'll be playing against tons of fishes and whales. See how we deal with that. Let me know in the comments below, and let me know what kind of game you want me to play. Rather it's more against regulars, or more against fishes. If more against fishes, and also this is also a scheduling problem. If you prefer to see me more during the weekends, or you guys are perfectly fine with Monday to Friday, let me know, and then I'll adjust accordingly. Maybe you started playing a little more on weekends. Would you ever fold kings pre-flop? No, I wouldn't, unless it's like over 200 BB deep, then I can consider it. 200 BB probably not. 250 big blind deep, then yeah, I'll start to fold kings pre-flop. But mostly no. We are up $531, and then we do run like 2 buy-ins above EV. This is like 400. Yeah, we do run 200 above EV. Pretty steady session. Not too much ups and downs, not too much downs. We're winning since the beginning, pretty steady. And then won this big pot, skyrocketed to almost 700, and then we kind of lose a little bit. Wrap up around 530, which is pretty good. There's a few interesting hands I want to go over. I guess we go over the Jack's hand. So this hand, we raise mid position, gets 3-bet by the blind, which means that he generally have a stronger range. And we call, and then we flop, obviously top set, and then we're only losing to Queen 10. But I just don't see how somebody 3-bet mid position open in big blind with Queen 10 suited. So I was pretty confident we had the best hand, and then he does c-bet, and then we decide to just call, and then hoping for a clean turn. Oh, actually we raise it. We raise this because we were like a little deeper, so in order to get the whole stack we kind of have to raise on the flop, and just hoping that he call and then comes a clean turn, so we can like bump the turn. He does call, and then the turn was one of the best turns. It's not a diamond, and then it doesn't put like a 4-card straight on the board. NHR1990, thanks for the follow, welcome to the stream. So this is like one of the best turns. It's the cleanest turn possible, and he checked it to us. We obviously gonna bump the turn and then just get it in. We did 150 with like 250 behind, and then he goes like we putting on like aces and kings here. Feel like he's gonna check shove the turn almost all the time if he had like aces here, because he's never folding. He's either folding or jamming this turn. Facing this bet, aces is in a pretty tough spot. He's drawing to 2-outer against any sets, and then we can have pocket 9s, pocket 8s, pocket jacks. We could even have like jack 9, like 8-9 type of hand for 2 pairs. So this is probably like if I were him, I will probably check fold here with the aces. If we have aces in his spot, we probably check fold here against this bet, because when someone bet like this, you're pretty much committed, and then once you call, like you have to call a jam on the river, and then if we just check jam here, and then like he's folding queens, he's folding kings. I just don't think queens and kings will bet this turn, playing this deep. So if I have aces in his spot, I probably just check fold the turn. I don't think it's that difficult playing this deep, because I have a lot of experience playing deep stacks. A lot of people online, they're just not used to playing like over 300 BB, like 200 BB stack, and they're like overplay their hands. Like here, like this is a situation where, in my opinion, pocket ace is a pretty easy check fold, because we don't really beat anything, and then when we are B, we're like drawing to 2 outers, or even we could be drawing that against like queen 10 suited, which we could have in this spot. So check folding aces is definitely a pretty easy decision in my opinion on this turn facing this action. However, he doesn't agree, and then he just rips it, and then I was pretty happy to get it in, knowing that he has aces and kings a ton here, and then we just had to fade the 2 outers, and we instant snap call, and then he shows ace jack offsuit. Really don't know why he 3-bet pre-flop, and he basically get it in 200 BB deep, drawing dead. So sucks for him. This is why you don't 3-bet ace jack offsuit facing mid position open. I mean, if we open on the button, you can 3-bet, but like, we open mid position. Like, you should never 3-bet ace jack offsuit here. Calling is fine. Scandroshan, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, this is a terrible play by him, but good for us. I fully expected him having aces or kings here, and then I feel like we had to dodge a 2 outers, and he could also have like some ace jack of diamond. I guess that makes more sense. If that's the case, then obviously we got sucked out. But yeah, ace jack also here, get it in, drawing dead. It's just plenty stupid, because he's drawing dead against a straight. Drawing that against queen 10, he's drawing that against pocket 8s, pocket 9s, he's drawing pretty dead against jack 9, jack 8. So with his hand, it's really simple check fold on the turn. Even with aces, it's pretty easy check fold on the turn, in my opinion. And this aces hand, it's just, other hands is just not really worth talking about, I think. Ace king, the hand we lost, we have pocket kings. Okay, so we have kings, and then raise under the gun, flat call. Obviously, we squeeze huge with 5x sizing, under the gun call, and then cutoff call. So when this guy call, he has tons of like middle pocket pairs, but 5-5 deuce, I don't think he has pocket deuces. He has more like 6s to like 10s, something like that, 6s to like 9s maybe. And then obviously we used the smaller c-bet, and then he called, and then he was short stack. He only has 155. Not really short, but like 100 BB is not the deepest. On the turn, we just rips it on a 9, which should be a safe card. And unfortunately, he snap call, and then he has pocket 9, so we lost here. But most of the time, we're gonna be winning this spot, and then I don't regret this play. This is the perfect play. It's just unfortunate that he get there with the 2 outers. With his stacking, with his sizing, stack sizing, like the SPR the way it is on the turn, if let's say the turn is like a 3 or like a 6 or like a 4, a 7, an 8 or 6, I mean, he's call. I feel like there's a good chance that he might call. He might not, but there's a good chance that he might call, or any card, basically any turn card, except a 9. But unfortunately, he got there with the 9. And we're gonna pull the solver program and gonna go over the hand that we played yesterday. And then hopefully you guys can see this. Let me make it this. Okay, so we have jacks, and then we don't know what other people play. And then the action event, we c-bet. I don't know if you guys remember the action. Let me just pull out the hand so you guys can take a look at it and just review it a little bit before we start on the solver. This is the hand we talk about. A few of the viewers are interesting about if we made the right play or we should be like check jamming the turn. I didn't agree. I feel like we played perfectly. So we had jacks in the small blind and raise on the button. Obviously we put a 3-bet, 4x, pretty standard. He flat call. Flop comes a3 deuce ramble. We use a small c-bet, and then he he raised it to pot 3x, and then we decide to just go with the call because he has tons of I mean, if he had a set, we're drawing to 2-outers, and then if he had ace 8, if he had like pocket 9s, pocket 10s, we really don't worry about those hands that much, since we have like 70% favor minimum, and then we decide to go with the call, and then the turn's a 5 club, so it's not really hand gets there except like ace 4 suited maybe, and then we go for another check, and then he used a really weird small sizing. Obviously we cannot fold to this bet. We ended up just check calling the turn, and then the river is jack of heart, and then we just decided to rips it, and he folded. And some of the viewers were curious about our turn decision to just check call versus check raising and deny equity. I didn't agree because I feel like pocket 9s, pocket 10s are drawing to 2-outers. We don't really have to deny 5% equity. And if he has ace 8, he's drawing to like 13-14%, which is like pretty much dead as well. And then if he gets there, and we can always check fold the river, so I don't really too worry about the hands that we beat. At the same time, if we check jam here, and then if he had a set or ace 4, it's a snap call, and then we're just basically spewing our money. So let's go to the solver and see what the solver says. So we bet the flop, and then we should be betting with our entire range jacks. The solver say that we should be betting a little more. Hold on, let me get to the root. Okay, so on the flop we bet 10 with jacks. It stays check, but like solver doesn't consider pre-flop action, so I don't agree. We use a small sizing, and then he raises to 30, and then we call. On the flop, jacks is 100% call, so we call. And turn was a 5 of clubs. And then for us, with jacks, almost 99.9% we should be checking and not dunk betting. So we did the right move again by checking. And then he bets $30, like $30-ish, like a small bet.